Alright, welcome back to New Vegas, and where we left off, we were right outside Nipton, getting ready to go in and take care of that quest. I did do a couple things since the last video, though. So, I went around and I took care of all the powder gangers. So I went to all the powder ganger camps around the prison, and I took care of all of them. I also went to the rail yard, and I just got rid of all the powder gangers that were chilling out there. But then I'm right here, ready to go into Nipton. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we go, we're going to run into the Legion.
Don't worry.
So there we go, I just had the chat with the Legion. And anybody wondering why, so I said a few videos back that I went through Prim Pass to Novak. And so for anybody wondering why I didn't grab Boone while I was there, this is why. Because if we come here with Boone, he immediately attacks them, and I didn't want to do that. So, because I want to be able to get the, do the next part of the quest. And now what we're going to do is go inside here and talk to the guy. So here we go.
Are you fucking... And you're a...
So I just gave him a bunch of med-X. And then we talk to him, expand his dialogue, and it will give you another quest. There it is, booted. So that's the one to go and rescue the powder gangers from the Legion. So I will be doing that. I'm not going to be doing that for a little while, though. Not until after I've pissed off the Legion and am no longer trying to gain rep with them. So once I do that, then I will go take care of them. But for now, a couple of things you still have to do. We have to loot the town, which I'm going to do here in a couple minutes. But I also want to go back to the Mojave outpost. Oops. So let's fast travel there. Alright, so we're back here at the Mojave outpost, and we're looking first for... There's a trooper that's around here somewhere that we want to talk. There he is. We want to talk to him and let him know that the Legion destroyed Nipton, which is the quest that Volks and Colte gave us.
Hello.
So let's go ahead and do that.
Heard you helped out Jackson.
So that's that. And now we want to go talk to Ranger Ghost and let her know what happened. Alright, let's go attack the Legion. And there we go. So we let Ranger Ghost know, we get NCR fame, and that finishes that quest. So let's see what we've got still to take care of. So booted we're not going to do for a while. Hardy by the number we don't do for a little while. Alright. So where we're going to head now is back to Nipton, and after we head back to Nipton, we have a couple of things to do there. I'm going to loot there real quick, and then after that, we're going to head out this way towards the main lake roads here, and head up towards Novak. Alright, so just south of Nipton, while we're looting the town, we're going to come here and just discover the Mojave Drive-In. The only real significance here is this is where we go for Old World Blues. So when we're ready to go ahead and do the Big Mountain expansion, we'll come over here and interact with the satellite to get sent to Big Mountain. We're not doing that right now because I'm way too low level. I don't have good enough weapons. I will get absolutely destroyed if I try to do this now. So we're definitely going to do that, but we're not doing that for a little bit. I just wanted to come down here while I was in the area and just get the location marked on the map. Alright, so we're back at Nipton, and we've looted the entire town. A lot of decent loot here. General store doesn't really have much, but other than that, there's a couple houses that do. There's a house over there that has a bunch of traps and locks in it, so it's a nice place to get some easy XP. Excuse me, house around the corner here has a bunch of weapons hidden in it. But all in, definitely worth it to loot the town. It's a good early game loot. Alright, so inside the town hall here, there's going to be a bunch of Legion mongrels that are going to attack us, at least at some point. But we can go ahead and just start taking a look around. I don't remember there being a ton on the first floor here. There's probably a couple things, but nothing spectacular. The good loot is both upstairs and downstairs, so we'll get to all that. There's a mine back there. Alright, there's the key. We need the key to get to the basement. I usually do the basement last, so that's what we're going to do here. Move Eddie. Alright. So again, there's a bunch of bodies around here. That's the basement door. We'll get to that in a minute. There's usually been... The mongrels have usually shown up by now. I'm kind of surprised they haven't. But it's fine. I'm not complaining. So, let's see. The bathroom, nothing. Alright, well, I just heard the... whatchamacallit? There it is, there. So, yep, I heard the combat indicator go off. Yeah, so we can easily take all these out, and they do not, it does not give us negative Legion karma, which is good. Because at this point in the game, I haven't 100% decided who I'm siding with, but I know at least for a little bit I'm going to want to get rep with the Legion, at least to get to their hideout because of the lucky shades. I'd like to at least be able to pick them up. Whether or not I'm going to use them, I don't know, but it's nice to be able to have them. So I do always like to at least play nice for a little bit. There's some extra rewards and stuff like that you'll get from doing it too, from having decent Legion rep early on before you make any like major decisions that affect the plot. You can go ahead and, you know, get the rep with them early and, you know, get some extra goodies. You can get they'll give you supply drops too, which are really nice, so you want to get those. But yeah, it's too early in the game to really have determined which faction you're siding with, or which faction me personally I'm siding with. Now that being said, I will probably not be siding with the Legion, almost definitely not be siding with the Legion, but you never know. I'm gonna just play it by ear for now. Most likely, I'll end up siding with probably Mr. House, and taking out both the Legion and the NCR. But again, I haven't fully committed to that yet. But one thing I do like to do, regardless of what who I choose, is I like to completely wipe out the other faction. So once I determine, yes, I'm going with the Legion, or yes, I'm going with the NTR, or I'm going with Mr. House, or whatever, I'm going to wipe out the Legion at all their camps around here. I'll wipe out the NTR if I side against them, all the camps around here. Just because, I mean, might as well. If you're, you know, trying to get rid of, you know, extra resistance, it makes sense to, you know, wipe out some of their bases around here. But we'll see. Again, I haven't decided on that yet. I know what I'm leaning towards, but I haven't fully decided. Again, I'm leaning towards Mr. House. I just think of all of the people who could potentially run Vegas, he's probably the best option. Would either be him or maybe Yes Man. I think the Legion's a horrible option. I do like the Legion quests though, they're a lot of fun. But I do think as far as like actually taking over Vegas and the Mojave, I think they're the worst choice. NCR I feel would be the second worst choice, just because the NCR, especially in this game, is kind of corrupt and just a bunch of kind of douchebags. So like, and I just blew myself up. But yeah, so they're not my favorite faction in this. I do like to do all their quests, so that's one thing I will be doing for them. I will do pretty much all of their side quests. There's a ton of them. So I do usually wait until pretty late in the game to make my final decision of who I'm siding with. But I do want to make sure I knock out as many of the possible quests with the NCR as I can, because there's a ton of XP from that and a ton of good rewards, so it's definitely worth it. Let's see. So where we're on the second floor, not really, nothing super spectacular yet. Top floor does have some decent loot, but we'll get there. It's over this way. Alright, so there's the stairs to the top floor. Is this the room I was just in? I think, yeah, that's the room I was just in. Alright. So over here. So the reason I'm searching all the bodies, even though most of them are, this is the one I'm looking for actually. So this one I knew had some loot on them, so I wanted to make sure I wanted to search everybody to make sure I found the one that I knew actually did have some stuff on it. Alright, so we're going to head upstairs here in a second. I'm going to head this way real quick. I don't think there's anything over here. Dead end. Alright, yeah. So now we're going to head upstairs. And this is where some of the better loot is. So we're up here at the mayor's office. Let's grab the vending machines. Alright, so we got a bathroom right here. I don't remember there being anything. Oh, first aid box. Okay. And we'll go in there on the way out. What we got over here? So this is the mayor's main office. So there's some decent stuff in here. Nothing, again, nothing great. But one thing that you do want to pick up while you're in the mayor's office, definitely don't miss it, is right here on his desk is the skill book, Big Book of Science. So definitely make sure that you come to Nipton, and if you don't want to loot the whole town, that's fine, but at least come in here and grab this, it's worth it. Alright, what do we got here? Might as well take the lottery tickets, they weigh nothing. Yeah, so like, see, there's a, what is it, there was a Mentats, there was a book, there was some bobby pins, what's in here, locked, average locked door. Alright, so what do we got in here? There's some stuff in here. Some bottle caps. Coca-Cola, what do we got? Some weapons in the gun cabinet, that's always nice. Buff out, more ammo, cigarettes. There we go, Coca-Cola Victory. I think that's pretty much, oh, hang on, what's in the Foot Locker armor case? Alright, some leather armor. Looks like it for in here. Alright, so that's the mayor's office. There's two more side rooms up here we'll do real quick, and then we'll head to the basement. Alright, so what do we got in here? Bottle caps. Bottle caps, I just leveled. Alright. So I took care of my level real quick, and what do we got? Scrap metal. Alright, cool. So yeah, a bunch of minor loot in here. Again, most of the early game, you're not going to find too many places that have, like, world-changing loot, but a lot of minor loot adds up to pretty decent for as far as trading goes towards getting some of the better stuff, so it's definitely worth, at least in my opinion, coming to all these areas and, you know, looting everything and being a little thorough, making sure you get everything to get the, as much as you can. Alright, so we're heading back downstairs to the basement. Where are we at now? Towards the entrance. Here we go. So this is the basement. Here we use the key that we picked up over there. We'll come down here, and there is some good loot down here. There's a couple of turbos. What else? I know there's more than that. Gun cabinet with some weapons in it, that's nice. Stash box, nothing that good there. Refrigerator, sarsaparilla. There's a med box, got some stuff in it. Explosive box has some stuff in it. There's a carton of cigarettes. And a sarsaparilla machine. So yeah, I mean, other than the skill book and like a couple pieces in the mayor's office upstairs, I definitely think down here is the better loot because there's a lot down here. But yeah, that's it for the Nipton Town Hall. That's it for Nipton, and that's gonna be it for this segment. And next time we'll be heading up towards Novak, checking out some of the area around there and moving on from there. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.